Hello, my name is Jukka, and this time I'll be taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Masterverse comic, issue number 1 from Dark Horse, and all the Easter eggs and references it contains. I'll actually start from the modern points of reference and work my way up to the vintage ones. As the Sorceress is about to show Zodac different versions of He-Man, he brings up the Nexus of All Realities. This reference comes from the 2016 comic He-Man/Thundercats by DC Comics. Other places it has popped up were in the Injustice vs. Masters of the Universe comic and the He-Man and the Masters of the Multiverse comic that Tim Seeley wrote. Next up, there are a few Easter eggs based on the Masters of the Universe Classics toy line from 2008. For the 30th anniversary of the brand, Mattel held a contest for fans to create their own character, which would get a figure in a special anniversary lineup. The winner in that 2012 contest was Daniel Benedict, with his creation Castle Grayskullman. In his bio, he is said to be the embodiment of the spirit of Grayskull, and it plays really well in this comic with the additional horror elements. We see Panthor wear a helmet in the battle scene. There never was a helmet for Panthor in the vintage line, making him appear more savage and help differ from the Battlecat toy. The helmet was created for the Classics version of the beast, and it also managed to appear in the Masters of the Universe Revelation cartoon.
Oh look, Lenny, it's Panthor!
Another invention for the new story made up in the Classics toys were real names for characters. Zodac was called Zodac Zur in his respective bio. The mention of a Warlord, who came from another world and cast a spell of separation, is based on the reboot He-Man cartoon from 2002 by Mike Young Productions. In the episode Separation, we see Hordak cast a spell of separation, so his legions would thrive on the dark side and one day conquer the light side. The Mystic Wall played an important part in the 2002 cartoon as a barrier keeping Skeletor's forces on the dark side, but the Mystic Wall originates in the vintage materials from a 1985 Super Golden book, I Have the Power. And with that, let's dive into the proper vintage 80s Easter eggs. As He-Man turns back into Adam, he uses the words "let the power return." This is from the classic episode The Problem with Power, where we got to witness He-Man say those words in an epic shot at Castle Grayskull, including a moonlit backdrop and change back into Prince Adam. Speaking of moons, there is a mention of as one of the moons surrounding planet Eternia. Phantos is mentioned in the episode She-Demon of Phantos.
It's a pleasure to make this trip here to the moon of Phantos and visit your highness.
Adam also refers to the shadow beasts, furry creatures with horns on their head who thrive in the darkness, that appeared in the episode Teela's Quest and few others, though remarkably mostly during daylight. As the Sorceress is casting her spell, Zodac calls her Teela Na, which is her name before she ever became the Sorceress, as revealed in the episode Origin of the Sorceress.
My name then was Teela Na.
Though in this comic they spell it with a hyphen for some reason, unlike how it appeared in the original script. I also checked the Art of Masters of the Universe Revelation, and even there it was spelled correctly without the hyphen. Adam is attacked by Batros inside the undisclosed location. Batros is a very smart villain who seemed to work independently in the episode The Great Book's Mystery, until Skeletor wanted to recruit him to help gain access to Castle Grayskull. If you are curious about the Bat logo on Batros, you can check my video about the origins of that. As Adam manages to escape from Batros, he hears a song and knows instantly it is Orko singing it. The song appears in the episode Driel's Return, where Orko and his girlfriend Driel need to sing a song that fights against the powers of the dreaded Horn of Evil. Luckily, the horn came with the instructions by itself on how to combat it. The final Easter eggs that I considered for this video come directly from earliest minicomics. When Prince Adam was walking through the village, he mentioned a statue honoring Procrustus. Procrustus is a god who held the inner world of Eternia in place with his 4 arms. This reference comes from the vintage Wave 2 minicomics done by DC Comics. I actually have made a video about Procrustus too, and his appearance in The Magic Stealer, so check that out. The story, with art by Sergio Aragones, is a light-hearted spoof on the first minicomic He-Man and the Powersword by Don Glut, with art by Alfredo Alcala, giving us the barbarian version of He-Man from a tribe who is bestowed with armor and weapons by the Sorceress. They managed to include very specific things like spelling Teela's name with a hyphen, mention of her ancestral strength, unicorn charger, and many, many more. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video and all the Easter eggs in the Masterverse issue number 1. Let me know what you thought of this comic, or if there are any references you feel I should have mentioned. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more content. My name is Jukka, and I'll see you in the next one.